YouTube, what's going on, man? I want to welcome all of you back to another episode of the LaidBack podcast. Now, y'all seen some of these faces before, but we got a new face, man. We got my cousin, Dayan, to my left. We got my cousin, Tyler. I found him on the side of the road. I got my dad on the end, man.
Dude, what it do?
Yes, indeed. First, I want y'all to like, comment, share, and subscribe on this video. Alright, so first, y'all know I like to do my little segment, my little icebreaker segment. So, I came up with some questions. Now, icebreaker segment is a this or that type of situation. So, we got 5 things. I'm about to say this or that, and we all got to answer. Give a little explanation, too. Alright, so, for the first icebreaker, we got Martin Lawrence or Eddie Murphy.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Martin.
Martin.
So for me, I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Martin too.
You know, Eddie Murphy is a cat that I came up on from my era. However, I do believe he's more talented, but it's hard to say. But if I had to only pick one, yeah, I'm gonna rock with Martin Lawrence.
Okay. For me, yeah, I'm definitely gonna say Martin Lawrence. I watch more of his movies and stuff like that, so I can resonate with him.
Most definitely.
Word. So for the second one, we got Bernie Mac or Red Fox.
I'm gonna go Bernie, man. Kings of comedy. Yeah, king of comedy.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I'm going
word.
with Bernie. Hands down.
So I'm gonna be honest. I only know of one of the comedy, so I'm gonna definitely go with Bernie. Hands down, Bernie Mac show, classic. That's me.
Facts.
Red Fox, my man. I don't know if y'all know, it was a TV show on years ago. I believe they played reruns of on Centric TV. I believe it's called. It's called the Sanford and Son Show. Red Fox was a wild boy before his times. He had great peasy BDB head in his day, and he was funny as hell.
Was that
Bernie
the
is
father?
the homie, huh?
That's the father?
The father.
Yeah.
The father. Red Fox is the father. I
Hilarious.
have to go
Forgot about
with
that.
Mr. Red Fox, B, because he is that guy. But check this out. I know Mr. Matt is one of the kings of comedy, but the kings of comedy wasn't truly depicted as the kings, if you will, because there was no line to say, competition to say who was the baddest joker to make it to the king status. So Red Fox is a king for me. Funny dude. He's a wild boy. Red Fox.
Red Fox, gotcha. Alright, for me, I'm gonna say Bernie Mac, obviously. Can't go wrong with Bernie Mac, man. For the next one, we got Rudy Ray Moore or Richard Pryor.
Woo!
I don't know the Rudy Ray Moore dude,
Yeah,
but I'm
he a
gonna go with
little
Richard
comedian.
Pryor.
Gotcha.
Definitely. I know a little something about Richard. You know what I'm saying?
So for me, I'm not too familiar with either. Only reason I'm familiar with Richard Pryor, and that's who I'm gonna pick. He get used a lot in rap bars and verses, so like I know more about Richard Pryor from that aspect. So gotta go with Richard.
Gotcha.
Well, unlike my nephew to my right, I know both of these cats. Rudy Ray Moore was Dolomite. Dolomite was a bad boy in his day. He battled Big Daddy Kane, and he was saying wild stuff like way down in the jungle deep. A signified monkey stepped on my goddamn feet. He was a bad boy. That's tough, man. It's tough. But Richard, man, Richard had his own, cook up and cocaine ways about him. I gotta go with Richard, man. His notoriety and who he became later on in life separated him from the pack. Richard Pryor was known as the GOAT of comedy for a long time. So, yeah, it's gotta be Brother Richard. May he rest in paradise forever.
Alright, for me, man, I'm probably gonna go with, probably Rudy Ray Moore. I just watched some of his stuff and he been funny, but Richard Pryor funny too though. Don't get it twisted. Alright, for this next one, we got Leslie Jones or Wanda Sykes. Had to throw the woman up in there.
Not too familiar with Leslie Jones, but I watched a few Wanda Sykes stand-ups, so I'm gonna go with Wanda. Definitely. I mess with Wanda heavy.
So I'm definitely gonna go with Wanda Sykes, just from her movies, like how her characters usually are. I mean, she definitely come with that energy. She be I don't know, she just fire. I always found her to be fire. A funny like female comedy artist.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Leslie or Wanda? Leslie is a funny chick. I get it. I saw some of her stand-ups. I saw her in Ghostbusters. And Wanda, keeping it 100 with you, she's really not that funny to me. But if I had to pick only one, yeah, I'm going with Sister Leslie, man. She's a much newer comic. Wanda's been on her grind for many years. Shouts out to her. Hats off to her. Much success to the young queen. But Leslie, who is a younger queen, I'm gonna go with her.
Okay. For me, I'm probably gonna say Leslie Jones. I seen her in more movies and stuff like that. She bring that energy. So I got Leslie Jones.
Fire.
Now for our last icebreaker, we got John Witherspoon or Don DC Curry.
I'm going with Pops. Are you crazy?
Got you.
Pops, man.
Or-
Definitely going with Pops. May he rest in peace as well.
Yes, indeed. Rest
Definitely.
in peace.
He one of my goats, to be honest. As far as like movies and TV shows and whatnot, Pops definitely that dude for me.
For sure, I gotta go with John Witherspoon as well, because the word of the day is always J-O-B. For anybody that get that reference, that's from
Yes,
a
sir.
legendary Friday. Made that movie, so I gotta go with, like you said, Pops, man.
And this is hard. This one, out of all of them, this is probably the hardest one, because Don DC Curry, Friday After Next, man. You know, that was the uncle, man. That's Uncle Elroy, B. But John Witherspoon, who was his brother in that movie, wow, it's a tough one. If I must say, Mr. LaidBack, I'm taking them both. I'm going with both.
That's the first time on the LaidBack podcast somebody said both. So word, man. For me, I'm probably gonna say now they both funny. You can't go wrong with either one.
Tough.
Most definitely.
Tough.
But for me, probably I'm gonna say Don DC Curry on this one. But
Yeah.
What?
They go
This
hard.
is crazy.
no, word. But that's the end of the icebreaker. That's the end of the icebreaker segment, y'all. Stay tuned. We're gonna take a little break.